Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? This is going to be a rough one. Oh, yeah. Content warning, content warning, content warning, cancer, using an MLM or using cancer to sell MLM, to recruit MLM, all of that. All of that. Yeah. Happy Friday. Katie, you absolutely are going to fight somebody, and for legal purposes, that is a joke. Oh my God. Congratulations. That is amazing. You guys, let's give some love in the chat. That is incredible. We got to play a song. Okay. Congratulations. That is amazing. All right. So first of all, let's get this thing started with a disclaimer, and I'll be right back. Okay. And if you happen to be brand new to my channel, welcome. My name is erinbies. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran. I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, and I healed my way out. Now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. Today is definitely a tactic video. Yeah, I'm sure you guys probably saw the thumbnail. I have watched this ahead of time. It's been several days. Honestly, I've been hanging on to this because this is a difficult topic, but we see this often. We see influencers and people, using their cancer journeys and things like that with, trying to scam people. And I feel like I can talk about this with empathy, and if this is sensitive content for anyone, skip this one. It's totally cool. I get it. Yeah. So, this one is Optavia, and it's about a 40-minute video. I already can't stand. You guys know how I feel about Optavia already, but this is like a new low. And by the way, in case there's anybody in Optavia watching this, any coaches that are feeling any type of way about me covering this, this was a video that was put out publicly. It was put out publicly. These people are presenting themselves as public figures. And it's one thing, in my opinion, to share your journey with cancer. And it's another thing to share your journey with cancer and then express gratitude for being healthy because of your MLM product. That's not how this works. Not how it works. So, yeah, grab a snack, grab a drink, and yeah, you're right, I meant Optavia. Also, anybody that is in Optavia, that is watching, that is having strong emotions, your feelings are valid. Absolutely. I've talked about this a lot. Several other creators have talked about it a lot. And, when I first found anti-MLM content, I was angry, probably like some of you are watching or will experience, especially if you're in an MLM and you're watching this or any of my other videos. I was angry too. But when I stopped for a second, and instead of immediately rejecting what was being said because I was taught to, I stopped and I listened. And then I went, that happens. And not just in one company. That happens. And not just in one company. Wait, hold on a second. Not only is that happening, but I'm teaching my team to do that as well. So there's ownership on my part too, in case you happen to be brand new to my channel. Your feelings are valid, and I want to encourage you to do the research outside of your upline, outside of your team. Yeah, and also, I feel like I'm talking to Optavia coaches a lot. Like the stream if you haven't already, you guys. And your essential amino acids, your BCAAs that you put out, if you are coaching your customers to drink essential amino acids twice a day in order to justify working out on the 5-in-1, dangerous. That is so dangerous. Don't do that. Okay. Any updates? We just went to my son's back to school thing. He starts next week. So we met his teacher. He has a friend in there. It was awesome. It's very hot. Very hot. But yeah, I think that's all the updates I have. Oh, I do have another update. Did I text my trainer yesterday after on our weekly check-in when she mentioned, Erin, you should, one day I'm going to get you in a wellness competition, which is bodybuilding. It's a category, a class, if you will, in bodybuilding. Did I, after she said that, go, what? That makes me very nervous. And then not wake up. Later went, I wonder, maybe I should do that. It'd be kind of cool to show people that I could do it all natural, of course. Also without drastic cuts. So yeah, did I text her and say I'm in? Yep, sure did. I'm so excited. So that's happening. I'm very nervous about it, but we're taking the steps, and I'm going to attend a bodybuilding show in September and see what it's about, and then we'll talk about prep and all of that stuff. And I'm going to share everything, but I'm going to share it in a way where, one, I'm not trying to sell you anything, especially an MLM product. Also, I want to represent my Gen Xers and do it in a way that's natural and talk about the food and all of that stuff. So that's how I feel about that. Anyways, let's get started with today's video. I am excited. It's new territory, and it's kind of one of those things where it's been mentioned several times, and I'm kind of like, if I don't do it, I'm gonna wonder if, should I have done it? And so why not? I should have worn my Gen X shirt, but I wore it to the gym earlier. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. If you're not already following me on Instagram at The Real Beast Mode, follow me there, because that's where I'm going to be sharing the majority of like the nitty-gritty details, if you will. So yeah, feel the fear, do it anyways. Exactly. So yeah, appreciate your support, and hopefully I can just share information that helps other people. That's really the goal. So anyways, let's get started on today's video. I want to give a content warning. Again, we are talking about somebody with cancer that is using their cancer story, in my opinion, to try and sell people or recruit into Optavia. So there's going to be a lot of feelings. Yeah. Is it Carly's birthday? Well, happy birthday, Carly. I don't have a happy birthday song. Do I even have any, I don't know if I have any celebratory songs. Let me look. I do.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen. Happy birthday. That's exciting. All right, let's get this thing going. I hope you have a snack, a drink. This video is about 40 minutes long. Do we want that one, or no, we like that. I like this. I like the frame. Do Careless Whisper anyways. As you wish. Are there going to be a lot of sounds? Yeah, and I also have updated some. Right, calm down. All right, let's oh, Pokeball, that sounds so good. Let's get this thing going.
Hey, Facebook. So we have been, well, I have been posting that Mike and I are walking through a really tough season. And
let me also say, and I will say this several times throughout this video, I hope that Mike beats cancer. Just like when I covered Jessie Lee and her tactics that she's using to sell her products or her coaching using cancer, I hope that she gets better. Same situation. But I think it's important for us to talk about stuff like this. I want him to beat cancer. I want him to be healthy. And I also want him to get out of the MLM and stop manipulating people, them as a couple. Two things can be true at one time, you know?
we haven't shared this with everyone. We've tried to contact a lot of people
Karina,
that we're really close to. So if you're hearing this and we're really close to you, first we want to say sorry.
I apologize.
We would like to apologize if you didn't hear it directly from us. But we wanted to come live because we wanted you all to know what we're facing, what we're navigating, and that we need your love, your support, your prayers. We need discernment and wisdom.
Mm-hmm. So I go to seek testosterone therapy. A lot of guys are doing it. It sounds awesome. And I thought, let's look into this thing. Get a blood test.
Thank you, Robbie.
The doctor said, oh, your PSA is kind of high.
Wait, I have to play a song. Not a song.
Thank you for your patronage.
Appreciate you so much. Thank you for that.
Not really high, but kind of. Let's do another one just to rule it out. So another blood test, send it to a different lab. PSA is still kind of high. Okay. Oh, man, doesn't look we should.
PSA, I believe, is, I don't think it's a hormone. I can't remember, but prostate stimulating antigen. It's an antigen. PSA, taking me back to my lab days. And it's one of the kind of screening tests for prostate cancer.
I didn't even know what PSA was.
I know, it doesn't look like we should move forward with the testosterone treatment. I'm like, oh, come on, man. He was like, man, I know, and we're both frustrated with it. So he sends me to his friend who's a urologist, and he sees the results as like, oh man, yeah, it's not that high. But let's rule it out and do what's called a biopsy, which is super fun. If you've ever done that, maybe I should.
A biopsy is never fun. Never fun. However, I am glad that he's talking about this part of it. I'm glad that he is seeking medical attention and going through the things that need to be done in order to diagnose. And I really do hope that he listens to the medical team as far as treatment. You guys know why I'm saying that. And I hope he beats cancer for sure.
Explain me.
And also, I don't even know these people. I don't need to know them. You know, like they're sharing their story and I'm providing commentary while at the same time wishing they would stop scamming and, in my opinion, hurting people. And also, I hope that he beats cancer as well.
Do not.
No, please don't.
It's just a prostate biopsy. And did that, fun thing. Results came back. Yes, I have prostate cancer, according to one test. So I'm hopeful that I don't have it, and we'll hear that from another test. But most likely, the way that the test came out, it'd be a miracle, which
We believe in
that
it.
is totally
Possible.
what we're praying for and what I believe can happen if that's what God wants for me to have happen. So
I should have given a content warning for spiritual manipulation as well. That's definitely happening in this video.
that's where we're at right now. We're in the middle of trying to figure this out.
We literally found out a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And the doctor, I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, his is more advanced. It's like an 8. Mm-hmm. So the doctor said that he would need to have surgery right away. Now, we know that surgeons like to cut. So we decided we just want to get very fully.
I'm sorry. Surgeons like to cut? Or are they performing surgeries, in this case, to save people's life? the way that she worded that is like, it's a hobby, that they enjoy doing it. It's their job. It's what they've gone to school for. It's their expertise. That's so weird that she said that.
Aware of the situation. It came really fast. So, like, this news was very alarming to us because, one, I mean, Mike is like the epitome of health. So those of you that know him, he is literally like the healthiest person on the planet, does everything right, right?
The thing that's alarming to me about that is that these people in this company, in my opinion, based on videos that I have reacted to, that you guys have sent to me, your testimonials with this company and your experiences with this company, is that they measure health by the size of your body and the number on the scale. And I think that that's very dangerous. You can weigh a small amount and not be healthy, and vice versa. You know, like, you can't look at somebody without doing some sort of diagnostic testing and say that person is healthy or that person is unhealthy. And the narrative of this company, and I don't know if these coaches in particular have said it, but getting people to be the smallest versions of themselves and then wrapping that all up with the healthiest they've ever been, I don't think so. I think that's really dangerous. So I just feel like, healthy how? How are you defining this? Because based on my experience, it's typically about weight, body fat percentage, body size, that kind of thing, which is yuck.
Eats incredibly clean. He's just incredibly healthy. But
Always drinking
always
water.
drinking water.
Awesome.
I'm like, what are you doing with the floating cup, babe? So the news was really shocking.
Yeah.
And the fact that they wanted to do surgery so fast was also a little bit shocking. So we decided to do what we've learned.
Now, I'm sure that is shocking. I'm sure getting news like this is shocking. I don't think there's any way anybody can prepare for this. And I do think having some time, maybe not a lot of time, but like trying to process it the best you can while also taking steps to take action. They just said that this seems to be kind of an aggressive form of cancer. And in my opinion, I'm not a medical expert, but if it's an aggressive form of cancer, you probably, I would think, would get suggested by the medical team an aggressive form of treatment. And the goal is to beat cancer and to live. So,
from coaching, and that is take a moment and breathe.
Yeah.
Really, stop, challenge, and choose is like huge in this for us. But
Yeah, if you don't know what that is, stop, challenge, choose is in the moment you're mad or frustrated or you hear news like this. You literally stop yourself.
This has to be an Optavia training or something. Stop, challenge, and choose.
Just hit the brakes. Internally, externally, everywhere. Calm down. So if the boys are fighting, stop, guys. Just take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Do it with me right now. Maybe do it again.
Okay.
In and out.
Right.
So that changes your physiology. Your blood chemistry begins to change. You're getting more oxygen. You're calming down a little bit. The chemicals are flowing. Then you challenge yourself mentally. Okay, how do I want to respond to this thing? I've got milliseconds here to deal with. So it's a habit. You're going to mess it up all the time until you start honing this skill.
Yeah.
You challenge yourself. Okay, I could freak out right now or do this, or I could hit my brother like the brothers do, or I could calmly say, oh, really? Oh, okay. Then you choose your response. So it's 3 steps,
Yeah.
and you choose and you own your response. You take the responsibility.
So
it's helped us a ton.
it has helped us a ton.
My goodness.
And what it's helped us do is really walk the walk. It's easy, I think, for us to talk the talk and talk about what coaching has done for us, we've learned in this program and all the things, because really getting healthy in our mindset has been the game changer. So now we are literally walking out in front of you what we get to practice all the time. And what I know is that there is a reason why we're walking through this. What I know is
I don't think, I know everybody believes different things, and that's okay. When it comes to spirituality, religion, that's okay. I don't think God gives people cancer to test them. I think anybody can get cancer. I think bad things just happen sometimes. It really, really bothers me when this narrative is used, because what about little kids that get cancer? Were they given cancer to be tested too? Were they given cancer for a reason? That logic does not make any sense. Sometimes bad things just happen.
we serve a faithful God who loves Mike more than I ever could. I know that.
You're so sweet. So, for those of you that have gone through or going through or will go through, that's why we're going live. It's for all of you. I was hesitant. Like, do I really want to go live about this, or do we just want to deal with it on our own? I mean, friends, family circles, but live on Facebook? I don't know. I don't kind of care. And I realized, no, I want to do this so that you can seriously watch how we walk through this. And maybe
Will it
that'll
be
help
perfect?
you. Yeah. Oh, no.
No. I hope you've learned this about us so far, is that we're anything but perfect.
Right.
We're very flawed, but we also feel like you can learn lessons from very flawed individuals, and we are flawed. But I do know that in all of this, we will give God glory, because we do know that there's a purpose. 2, I know that we need you. Like, we need your prayers. We need your wisdom, and we need your love. Like, this is not something we want to navigate alone, you know?
Valid. I think anytime anyone is going through something really, really hard in their life, support is extremely important, you know?
And I also know that you don't always know what's happening behind closed doors. And what this can do for you, I know it's done this for me, is it can give you grace for people, because you don't necessarily see the secret battles that they're fighting. And not everybody's going to come live on Facebook. Not everybody's going to talk about what they're in the middle of, what battles they're in the middle of.
Because people don't need to do that on social media. The only people, in my opinion, that do stuff like this are people in MLMs that are trying to sell something. They're trying to recruit. They're trying to show their teams that they're still showing up regardless of whatever is going on. They're trying to use it in a way like it's a curiosity post. They're trying to say, you know, oh, we are on this cancer journey, so you should follow us, you know, if you can relate, so that they can build these fake relationships. I'm not negating the fact that support is important, but you also have to look at the underlying intention with this, which is really hard because there's a lot of emotions. We all have our experiences, probably with somebody that had cancer, you know, or you've gone through it, and it's really hard to separate those two things. But in anything, it's really important to look at the intention behind what is being done and said, you know?
So the fact of the matter is people need love more now than ever. They need us to not come quickly to judgment, but go quickly to understanding. And that is something that I've been learning in this process. That, man, Mike's the epitome of health, but lying underneath this whole time has been that word, that really scary word.
Yeah. So here's what's interesting, and here's what I want you to learn from this, and here's why we're going live. Every single person I've come in contact with in this little journey, so if you've been through a cancer journey, this kind of thing, you understand this, you meet a lot of people. So yesterday I was getting a bone scan. They want to get all these scans just to rule stuff out. Did a CT scan the other day. Never done any of this stuff. And first of all, the doctor, when he told me, was kind of thrown by my response. I kind of laughed, but because the way he said it was almost funny but weird. Like, bro, you could have like eased into it a little bit. You just walked in real fast. Hey, you got, not to.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
she didn't like it, but
I don't think anybody would like hearing that news. I don't think these are doctors, and this is something that's been brought up a lot. I know that I've mentioned it. I know other creators have mentioned it as well. But that's a hard thing to deliver. There's no right way to deliver that because nobody expects that news. Nobody's ready for that news. How could you possibly be? So the doctor is trying to give you the straightforward, probably news. Hey, this is what's going on. And, it's serious. And this is what we need to do. These are our next steps, and I have a lot of empathy for the people that are in that career field that are helping cancer patients and working with cancer patients, because I think that would be a very difficult job. The medical field, I feel like in general, very difficult job. But to also be dealing with people that are battling this horrible disease, that would be really difficult,
Doctors need to really work
well,
on
I
it.
realized
They need coaches.
I realized what he was doing. He was wanting to let's just rip the Band-Aid off and get through it. And then he was looking at my response, and I just looked at him like, okay, well, tell me about it. I'm just all ears. Because it wasn't, here's what's cool. Guys, for those of you that do not believe in God, I challenge you. First, I applaud you. Oh my gosh, you have way more faith than me, because that's massive to believe that there is not a God. It's much easier to believe there is in my world.
What are your sources for that?
Because all my life he showed himself, and I heard a specific thing on a podcast I was listening to the drive into the doctor about cancer specifically. This was random. It had nothing to do with any of that. It's so weird. But it's not so weird because God prepared my heart. He said, well, what if? I'm like, oh yeah, what if? What would I do? How would I respond? And here I am 30 minutes later. Oh, okay. How am I responding? How am I doing? And all I hear from all of these people, even yesterday at the bone scan, they said, well, you're pretty upbeat about this. That's interesting. Everyone's doing this, like the puppy dog turn their head thing. And I realized,
Oh my God, he is so condescending in how he's talking about this.
this is part, okay, first of all, this is just part of my superpower or my element, or the thing that I can do is work through. I can just work through
yes,
it.
Both of us, just FYI, and like our strengths, if you ever take Gallup Strength Finders, but like our top 10 strengths, both of us, one of our top third strength is positivity.
Yeah.
Is that shocking?
No, you're in an MLM, so toxic positivity, in my opinion, is rampant. So no, that's not shocking.
We're like that couple, that really weird positive couple.
So it's positivity that's actually a strength, but not lying to your subconscious.
No.
That's why it feels fake and weird for.
But not lying to your subconscious. These people are in a multi-level marketing company. This is so fascinating to me that they don't see the toxic positive. I mean, I get it because I was in an MLM. I was the same way. I wasn't going to listen to anybody that, thought what I was doing was scammy or any of that. I wouldn't have listened to them. So I get that part. But to say that they're positive, which you should be, I think you should be positive in these situations. I think you should have hope in these situations. I think that that's really important. But to spin this, I don't know, it's interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm having a hard time verbalizing exactly how I'm feeling about that, but it's just interesting that they don't see the difference between positivity and toxic positivity being in an MLM. But I also at the same time I get it, you know, because I was in an MLM for very many years.
Positive style stuff you see on Facebook, probably the majority of the time, and why you're like, ugh,
Ugh.
ugh, and probably with us too sometimes.
Yes.
But it's actually real positivity because
Like we really do see things that way.
because of the darkness we've lived through, the battles we've fought, the storms we've gone through, and I'm looking at this like, okay,
We've been through hard things.
we've been through a lot, and I know that God's on our side. So with all that, the emotional side for me is realizing the world needs
Yes.
our voice, specifically mine, specifically Summer's, but also yours.
Yeah.
All of ours. The world needs to hear how to work through things. They need to hear something good and
Yeah.
speak about what's good, and also the truth.
Yeah.
And I could go down that road, but the truth isn't as soft and kind as you.
I think that's the part I'm having a hard time with, because nobody is any better than anyone else. At the end of the day, we're all humans. So, yeah, better said, Charlene. Thank you for this.
The truth is strong. It's brutal. It is a knife and it slices away. And God is that way too. And he's a surgeon that cuts stuff out. And it hurts. So with all that, thank you for listening. And thank you for watching. Oh my gosh, it's such a strange... I do want to say this. It's such a strange thing to hear. Hey, you have prostate cancer. The good news is it is very treatable. The crazy news is there's a million different ways to treat it. So that's confusing. So if you could specifically pray for clear direction for us.
Yeah.
Just listen to your oncologist. They're the experts. So
Yes.
I'm leaning towards one way. I'm really leaning towards it based on, here's a side training for you. If you get some...
I'm sorry, what? Mike? I thought you were just sharing your cancer journey. Now you're turning this into a training for your team? And you think that's okay? Absolutely not.
some kind of diagnosis thing, just don't take one doctor's word for it or one test's word for it. We're getting this thing sent out over here to like Maryland.
Absolutely get a second opinion. Absolutely get a second opinion. I think that's awesome. But if you're going to 8 oncologists because they're not telling you what you want them, they're not telling you what you want to hear. Come on. That's delusional, you know? Also, welcome, Gregory. I'm so glad you're here. This is for you. I feel like we needed that little bit of a break. I knew this was going to be a really heavy live. I've been hanging on to it because, but we got to talk about it.
I'm going to go to the Mayo Clinic. We're searching out all these different avenues and all these different things. I grabbed a big fat book and already read the whole thing about this whole topic. And
What book?
Joining Facebook groups, talking to real people. What was it like for you? I heard from my...
Oh my God. Kojo. Member for 13 months. Should we also get a second opinion before joining your MLM, pal? You know? That's great logic. I love that here. Yeah.
guy today that did the thing that I want to do, like 4 years later, he's amazing. So that would be awesome if that's the route we take. But I want clarity. I also would ask that you pray for Summer because it's harder on her than it is me. Because this would just suck if it was role reversal. I would much rather have it this way because let me bear this and deal with it because she's probably bearing way more than I am. And I want you to know, please pray for her and pray that that she'll be uplifted and strengthened. And
I do love that. I think that it's important to acknowledge the support system of the person that is going through cancer. I think that's important. I mean, I agree with that. I'm glad that he's asking for support for her too. I think that's really cool.
that doors open and doors close, right? In our lives.
I forgot. Hold on. Gregory, we have to fix this. I forgot. Sorry. Let's do this again. Let's rewind this. Welcome, Gregory. Oh man, I needed that laugh. Thank you. Welcome again, Gregory.
So I'm pursuing all these different things, and we're pursuing this stuff together. We're praying.
Totally slipping.
Just like God always does, he closes the doors. Now, what I have the tendency to do, probably you too sometimes, is we open the door of the one we really want. And then that closes again on us. Then you open it again, and God's like, you can go through it. You have free will. You can do whatever you want, but probably don't go that way. Let's go this way. And that's what we're praying for, is that still small voice and that whisper. So,
Yeah. And one last thing.
One last thing, but goes on for another 37 minutes, 27 minutes. Yeah, 27 minutes.
A lot of you are going through some really hard things too. And I want you to know, I think the enemy wants us to isolate and not talk about it, not share.
I don't think that's the case. The enemy? Oh, I hate this. You're trying to use spiritual manipulation to justify you sharing your cancer journey, then saying it's a side training, and later on you talk about Optavia and the business and all of that stuff, if I remember correctly. And you're trying to justify it with spiritual manipulation. Also, this is kind of funny. The enemy, it's an odd name for the FTC. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Because it can feel really heavy. And I know that we're not going to handle this perfectly, and that emotions are going to come and emotions are going to go. But I also want you to know that in those hard times, when you are weak, God is faithful and he is strong. And I know that I don't have to carry this alone. I know that we truly are surrounded by so many incredible prayer warriors that are praying for us. Like, I can feel it. So if you are going through a hard time, don't go at it alone. Surround yourself with people that can lift your arms in the battle when you're too weak to do so.
I agree. But finding that in an MLM and trying to say that a community of transactional based relationships, the majority of them, not all of them, the majority of them being transactional relationships, and trying to act like this is a community that's going to support people. What if they canceled their auto ship or whatever? What if they decided, you know what, we're going to have to step away from Optavia? Do y'all think for 1 second that their community would stick around? No. They would run the other way. I feel like they would shun them, just like we've seen in every other MLM video I've covered, similar to, to what I'm reacting to.
Like, that's the one thing I think, some people have asked me, like, how are the boys doing? Well, because Mike is so strong and he is standing in faith, he's helping us all to rise to that level as well and to stand right with him. So yes, though the emotions come and they'll go and they'll ebb and they'll flow, when you are surrounded by people that stand with you and that are standing in faith with you, it helps you to be stronger. And I think when we isolate, we think no one understands or no one's going to get it. And that's just the worst mindset to have. It really, truly is. So the reason why we came live on here is because we need you. We need you to pray with us. We want discernment. We want direction. We want wisdom.
If that were the only reason that you went live, you wouldn't talk about Optavia at all in this. They would be two completely different things. And again, this is one of the things that we have to really pay attention to, because it's very easy, again, because of our own experiences with, ourselves, our family members, somebody, friends, just loved ones in general that have battled cancer. It's easy to kind of get lost in the emotion of this. This is not a good time. Cancer is very, very difficult for so many people, and that's an emotional thing. And when you are using that to highlight your Optavia community that is transactional based, I know I've already said that, but that's gross. If you were really just wanting to talk about your cancer journey, it would be just your cancer journey. You wouldn't have to weave in stuff about Optavia. And I feel like this company is kind of sneaky because they use, in my opinion, very culty language. They will talk about being on plan, getting in fat burn. They will use all of these different phrases than what it actually is. For example, getting in fat burn is getting on the 5-in-1 plan, or being on plan is being on one of the Optavia plans, eating the fuelings, that kind of thing. They talk about ultra health. Ultra health apparently is like 19% body fat, which is not going to be healthy for everybody, because everybody is different. So when they weave in some of these phrases, I feel like it flies kind of under the radar. And most people will go, oh, okay, all right, but it's very culty. It's very cult-like language, in my opinion. And you have to be able to kind of decipher what they're saying to understand, oh, they're talking about Optavia here, but it doesn't sound like they're talking about Optavia here. Because again, we have to look at the intentions, the intent behind what they are doing. I don't think that it's just to share the cancer journey. I think they're trying to use it as a way to grow their community, to reach more people, to be able to sprinkle in the information about Optavia. I feel like they do it in code in a weird, it's so weird to me.
Peace, of course, healing, because we're believing he's going to be completely healed. We believe we serve a
I hope
God
he
that
does
heals today, just like he did back in the Bible days. This is the same God. He has not changed, so we are standing on that. But we also came live on here because we want you to know that sometimes you don't see what's happening behind closed doors.
I actually want to talk about this for a second. Depending on the treatments he has to have, they aren't going to like the nutrition advice his oncologist will want him on. I think for these people, just in my opinion, the worst thing is to gain weight. It is, and I feel like in a lot of health and wellness companies, MLM companies in particular, when you have somebody that leaves and they're stopping taking the appetite suppressant, their body starts to go, okay, we're getting more food. They put on a little bit of weight. That is like the insult that these types of people, I'm not saying these individuals, I'm not speaking for these people, in particular, but that is the first thing that they will throw out people in a health and wellness MLM company when somebody leaves. They may not say it publicly, but behind the scenes they're like, look at them, they gained a ton of weight. Should get back on program, but no, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of a flavor. And I think that is so gross, especially as somebody that got away from keto. Now, could there be a time and place for keto? Well, that's an individual decision to make with your doctor. But for somebody that was keto for 3.5 years and was on health and wellness MLM products since 2015 and stopped in 2021 and had to fix my metabolism. This is my journey I'm talking about here. This is my opinion, my experience. That is so gross that these people will throw out, not these people in particular. Maybe they do. I don't know. That is so gross. And I think that for them, that's like the worst case scenario, that you know, could gain weight. Oh my God. You know, like I just, ugh. I love that. My weight is a bunch of Nunya business. That is. Agreed. I just know that that's an insult that is thrown around, in my opinion, from these people, not necessarily them in particular, trying to negate somebody and their influence when they get out, if they choose to speak up, whether that is, hey, you know, we have this new special. No, thank you. I'm not interested anymore. And they're like, you know what I'm saying? I might be wording that kind of weird, but their doctor may suggest something that causes them to gain weight, you know? So thanks for that comment,
And
Pam.
this is a season where people need grace and love. But truth, honesty, and we
That's
will
awesome,
not
Sarah.
shrink back anymore. We will not isolate anymore. And we will not hide how we feel. We're going to be bold. And we're going to walk this out. And we're going to walk it out in front of all of you.
Being bold is one of those phrases that they use that most people, in my opinion, would not realize is an Optavia phrase that they talk about, showing up, being bold on social media. Yeah. Perfect example right here. Exhibit A.
Because we truly believe that God's put us in this place to do so.
So you might ask, well, how am I so strong? Look at it like going to the gym. I look at some of these dudes lifting stuff. How are they?
Hey, did you know that there's he, she's, theys, and gays that go to the gym? It's not just dudes. Did you know that? Because I'm one of them. I go to the gym. Yeah. Weird, Mike.
Oh, well, we all know how they're so strong because they lifted weights a lot for a long time, very consistently. And
They are.
that is what I've been doing since I've been a little boy. So part of that is a blessing from my parents, youth pastors, directors, masters, commission directors, Pastor Lloyd Ziegler, Pastor Tommy Barnett. I can just...
You guys, I have to tell you this. DC and I had a time yesterday. DC, I know you're laughing. She did a members only live yesterday. And we were live streaming for almost 6 hours yesterday. So if you're not a member of DC, you should go join. It was a good time. Lots of tea was spilled. It was unbelievable, but it was SpongeBob. 6 hours later. It was so fun. Oh man. Shout out to DC. I appreciate you.
Go on and on of all the... Letitia, I see you in here. You
we
are
love
one.
you,
You
Letitia.
taught me. I'll tell you right now, Letitia is just a powerhouse. You pulled that out of me when I was in 21, and I was kind of scared to be on stage. And you called me out several times in a fiery, passionate way. I remember you saying, "You've got more. There's more in you."
You know what's interesting about that statement? I bet whoever he's talking about is in Optavia, because it sounds like it from, I was scared to be on stage and you called me out. It's interesting how they're okay with people in the MLM calling them out. But if you call them out for behavior such as I'm doing right now, and you guys also in the comments, if anybody outside of the MLM calls them out for any kind of behavior that is manipulative around religion, spirituality, health claims, medical claims, those types of things, income claims, lifestyle claims, we're haters and naysayers. So they want to be called out, but only by people in the commercial cult. That's how that works.
And I remember getting, "Yeah, you're right, but I'm scared." Yeah. And I've had so many people in my life that have helped raise me up. So thank you to all of you.
Brandy, you're not alone in this. When my mom was going through breast cancer, I don't know if she's watching. If you are, hi mom. We did the same thing because at the time we were like, no, this product's going to help. It's going to help. It's going to help. And the unfortunate part about that is we don't really know what's in these products. So please don't feel like you're alone in that. I did that too. I thought I was doing the right thing. I've learned a ton since then, obviously. And I'm proud of you for sharing this because I know that that's really uncomfortable. You know, when you're in an MLM, you really do think that, I believe, the majority of people think that they're doing the right thing. And that's why cognitive dissonance, when it shows up, I think the majority of people that really truly think that they're doing the right thing in the MLM, selling the MLM product, recruiting people, I think that's why anger shows up, is because I feel like those are people that felt like, excuse me, no, I'm really helping people. You know, I can look back when I was in the MLM and I really thought I was helping people. So to wrap my head around the fact that I was not helping people, I could have potentially been hurting people with consuming a product that wasn't safe for them because we don't really know what's in them. In addition to the financial aspect of it and trying my hardest to help people, what they say, help people win, you know, and understanding that in order for me to continue to win and to increase my income, it was at the sacrifice of other people. That was so hard for me to process. There was so much guilt. There was so much shame. There was so much work that I had to do to understand that you can be the victim and also be the person that's hurting other people at the same time and still think that you're doing the right thing, because that's what you're fed in multi-level marketing at the events, the team trainings and stuff like that. So thank you for sharing that. Please don't feel like you're alone in that. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the comments that are like, I get it. You know, I definitely get it. I understand. I thought I was doing the right thing. And if I could go back, I would change a whole lot. But then at the same time, it's like, I wouldn't be here with you guys. I wouldn't have created that first YouTube video and told my story, why I left Prove It. I wouldn't, none of this would none of us would be here on this channel, you know? So I am grateful for that, but it was very, very hard for me to process that. So please don't feel like if you are feeling that way after being in an MLM, you're in an MLM, you're watching this quietly, please know you're not alone in that. Your feelings are valid. It's going to be hard to work through. It's worth it though, because now I get to share some of the, you know, like my predictions and stuff. Those all come because I did it for so long. So the call now is coming from inside the house. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful for that. I really, truly am.
You that have poured into me. And I'll tell you this, we need each other so much.
Take care of yourself, Carla.
I don't want to go down the America political road too far, except to say, the division.
See, but here's the thing. What would you going down the political road have to do with you sharing your story for cancer or of cancer, battling cancer, however you want to word that? Nothing. It has nothing to do with it other than you are using it to try to attract your people. If that doesn't show you the intent already, and we're almost 18 minutes into this video, I don't know what will, you know?
Has been ticking me off. And it's so easy to say, well, it's because they're dividing. No, what are you doing? What have I done?
That's my mama. Hi, Mom. Love you.
To cause division. And that's all we can do is look at ourselves. What can I change? How can I see things differently? What can I do? So to answer that question, why am I so strong? Yes, it's because of people around me and because of habits I've built emotionally. Man, this Optavia thing, this coaching thing we're a part of, that is a huge, huge part of it. Yes, I came into this 9 years ago, with some of those strengths built up. But man, this has honed my skills in a major way. And I'll tell you this, so many, like you just said, are going through so much that it's just too much for them to share.
You know, I want to add to that. There's some...
See, okay, wait. Only in an MLM are you taught to share these hard things. Only in an MLM are you encouraged to go live and share these things that you're going through. And the only reason in my opinion, that you are taught to do that is to try and attract other people going through the same things in the hopes that you can recruit them or sell them a product. And that is disgusting. That right there. Most people that are going through something that are not part of an MLM don't think to themselves, I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think most people that are going through something hard don't automatically think, I'm going to go live on Facebook. I'm going to go live on Facebook and I'm going to share my heart and I'm going to tell them about what's happening. That only happens in MLM. And why? Because you are taught to share super what did I just say? Vulnerable. You are taught to share trauma. You are taught to share your journey with sobriety, if that is something that a hard time that you've gone through, a thing that you've had to work every day to get under control. You are taught to share those traumas. The only reason that you are taught to do that is to try to attract other people that have been through similar in order to try and recruit them or sell them an MLM product. So you've got to look at the underlying intent. These guys are not just on here sharing their cancer journey. We've already heard culty language. You guys have already called it out in the comments, you know. You got to look at the intent. If this was, hey, here's some cancer resources, here's our journey, here's what's going on, you know, we need your support. If we can support you and you've been through something similar or something along those lines, cool. But they're using Optavia and weaving it into all of this, which is the underlying intent. It's not to just share their journey. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments.
People on here right now, Terry Gerard, Sarah Zwingman, like we've watched you from a distance fight some really hard battles. And in watching you fight, it's helped us to, as this battle came, it was like, it's almost like, oh, okay, we've watched others go through this, we can go through this. You know, it really helps pave a way for others to walk through. So with all that said, we wanted to come on here because we really believe that Facebook is an amazing platform to stay connected with those that we love. And there's no way we can make as many phone calls as we would want to. But we want you to know.
Imagine being somebody very close to them and finding out that he has cancer on a Facebook Live. Imagine being a family member and finding out that your loved one has cancer from a Facebook Live. I know phone calls can be very difficult sometimes, but you could contact that person individually in some way if you truly cared about them. Imagine finding out through a Facebook Live or a live on any social media platform. I think that would be horrendous.
We love you guys. And I'm very thankful.
Yeah, thank you guys. Scott Schatzline, what a warrior you are. My goodness. Yeah, I think of Maggie, I see you, I think of Pastor Gunn, Pastor Rick Bosnick, my pastor.
I couldn't agree with you more. This level of trauma. I am having a very hard time with words today, apparently. This level of trauma dumping on a live isn't normal. Yeah. And when I think of normal, I think of outside of an MLM. What would somebody that's not in a commercial cult do in this scenario? Well, they, you know, like my mom said, they may create a Facebook group to be able to update everybody, a group text, you know, all kinds of stuff. But going live and finding out somebody has cancer that you care about, I think, oh, Lord, Wait, who's this? Is that this guy? Is that Mike that's a pastor? I have questions, DC. Also, the Oscar goes to. Yeah, I mean, when my mom was going through it, there were things that she shared. She was like, I don't want this to be shared. And we said, okay. Okay. And so anything that I did share, it was with her permission. So I get that. Even though it typically went back to ketones and prove it, you know, it's disgusting, but that's why I'm here talking about this. That's why this has been sitting, because it's a hard one for me to talk about, because if you guys are new to my channel and you're like, wait, what? I hold myself accountable. It's been a long time actually since I have done a live reaction to some of my old content. I still have all my old MLM groups and all of that stuff. You know, I just haven't reacted to it because I feel like there's a lot of work to be done in the anti-MLM movement. And, you know, if you have not watched those videos, it's really weird. And the reason that I say that is because you have me today reacting to a lot of the things that I see other people do, that I react to, and you see on other commentary anti-MLM channels, some of the behaviors, the fast talking, the culty language, I'm sure I've said some pretty insulting things when I was in an MLM on lives and such, like, you know, thinking I was motivating people. Excuse me. So if you have not watched those videos, I do highly suggest that you go check it out. I don't delete that stuff because I think that it's important. I think that, you know, holding myself accountable and all of that. And I think because I hold myself accountable and say, I did this too, and now I can tell you guys, this is what's happening. That's why my predictions, I feel like, as I'm reacting to stuff, are so accurate, because I was in for a long time. I did a lot of those things. I said a lot of those things. And now I can say, based on my experience, here we are. This is what's happening. You know what I mean?
As me being tiny, a little boy, and my youth pastor, those guys.
I'm actually drinking a Celsius. Why? Because I did legs today and I'm real tired.
They poured into me a lot and taught me a lot.
You
They're
get
still
me,
going.
Charlene.
My goodness, there's a lot of people on this, and the numbers keep rising. We don't want to hang up. But
Hi, Apple.
hey.
What
So I'll tell you, those that
I remember him. I'm just going to say I remember him because I'm pretty sure I've featured him on my channel. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. We're going to keep it moving.
just watch what God does.
That's right.
Just watch what He
I
does.
agree.
That doesn't mean I'll be immediately healed. I could already be healed.
I'm
too.
leaving it.
I literally could just so you know, with prostate cancer, sometimes there aren't many side effects. So I feel fine. I've been killing it in the gym.
Okay. How do I want to say this? I don't think, again, I'm not a medical expert, but I don't think prostate cancer or cancer in general is just going to go away. I don't think that's how that works. In fact, I don't think that's
not how it works. That's
No.
not how any of this works.
Absolutely not. And I'm trying to be respectful about it. Science, treatment that is evidence-based is how you beat cancer, because
science.
you know what I'm saying? Do I want him to beat cancer? Yes. Anybody that's facing cancer, I want them to beat cancer. But the way that you do that is by trusting the medical professionals and going with evidence-based treatment. It doesn't just go away. And in my opinion, if we've learned anything from social media influencers like Jessie Lee, it is you can say that you look fine. You can still be going to the gym, but get those screenings. Please get checked, you know?
And I'm eating. And,
Ugh.
but yeah, that's a good one. Never a testimony without a test. So this is a test. And
no, it's not.
watch what God does through this. It's not about me and Summer and how, ooh, wow, Mike's so strong and Summer's so passionate. We're awesome.
Read your reactions to your old lives is one of the big reasons I decided to join as a member and stay as a member. Really appreciated that. It was refreshing. Oh, thanks, Reed. I appreciate you so much. I just felt like if I'm going to point out the manipulation tactics being used, I have to start with me. I have to, hold myself accountable. That was important to me,
Some people.
Because chances are we're going to fail.
Well,
Also, thank you for being a member for 12 months. I really appreciate that. Why do I keep pinning
what
it?
it is it's us scraping away like all the junk in us and just becoming less. The Christian mindset in the world is so polar opposite. It's becoming less so that God can become more through you and he can shine through you. And there's Bible verse after Bible verse that's flowing through my head, but I do know I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength.
That's right.
So that's how I'm able to bear this. Yes, there's the habits, there's the physical. Drinking my water.
The habits. That's Optavia cult talk. That's what that is. The Habits of Health. I have that book. I have those books. I don't know how guys, let's talk about this for a second. I have the Habits of Health. Hold on. I'm going to ask my husband to bring in the books. This is relevant. So can you please bring me the books off the table? The Optavia trash books. Drop a trash emoji in the comments. It's very quiet out there, so I hope. Oh, I don't think he's here. Where did they go? Okay, well, when he gets back. I have the books. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but also I need to shout out the individual that sent them to me, to my P.O. box. Thank you for that. I will get more specific with that. Oh, how y'all doing? Y'all good? This is a rough one. That's why I wanted to warn everybody. We're about halfway through. Ugh.
That's a pretty big deal. The science behind all of the studies and all of the things. I am so grateful for our medical field, the medical community that has tirelessly worked. I was just reading about Mary Clary today and all the different people that have set the stage. Because I told our doctor, man, if this would have been, I don't know, 100 years ago, and he's kind of funny. He said, yeah, people just died back then. And I'm like, I know. So I'm very grateful. And I've been overwhelmed with gratitude. So I'll say this. There's so many comments I have to go back and read. I was catching myself in prayer. So I was spending the day fasting, really just spending the day fasting for more physical reasons. I like to do that every once in a while. It kind of resets my body, helps clean me out, just for a day, 24-hour fast. It was in the morning and I had my awesome velvety hot chocolate that I mix with tea and, my thing. And I'm about to chug this thing. It's 5:30 in the morning and I had worship music going. And this is just what I do every morning. I'm just praying. And sometimes it's not emotional at all. It's just cool, beautiful day. Let's get going. Here, God, let's do this.
I feel like this is the point where he is starting to talk about Optavia. Do you guys notice how completely different the energy is completely different now? He's still talking about, religion. He's still, in my opinion, using spiritual manipulation in this, but I feel like this is the transition. You know how you watch a video and there's like a transition? I feel like this is the transition. And now we're going to go into talking about Optavia because it's easier for them to talk about Optavia, because that's their entire life. So sad. Yeah, totally. This 100%. I really like to sometimes pinpoint that point. Pinpoint that point. Girl, what? Erin, stop it. But I really like to pinpoint that because I think that it's important. The first half of this was them talking about the diagnosis, and then they've kind of said some problematic things sprinkled in here and there. There's been some culty language. Now we're going to start talking about the habits. Yeah.
Yes, boom. That morning, probably the next one after the diagnosis, I thought, oh, yeah, I've been fasting. Oh, why don't we go old school? I'm going to get on my hands or just my knees and pray like old school praying like you think of. That'll be cool. And I'm fasting too, so let's just do all that. And I had music playing and I knelt down and I looked out of my window to see just beautiful mountains here in Arizona. And I started going down the road of, God, if you want to heal me, I know you could, and I stopped. Wait, okay, we already talked about that. And then I felt like he said, just get grateful for the diagnosis. I thought, okay, that's weird. God, thank you for this diagnosis.
Oh my gosh, we didn't tell them. Can I interject?
Yes, I'm right in the middle of the best part of the story.
Okay. I wanted to go back to the beginning because we missed the whole way that you found out about all of this.
I kind of went through it, but I'll tell you. So.
Wow.
You didn't say how insistent Doug was.
Yes, I didn't. So I'll tell you that in a second.
Oh, Doug Wood. Yeah, I think this is where he talks about how Doug Wood suggested that he gets on testosterone therapy. Doug Wood, somebody that is not a medical professional, suggesting testosterone therapy. So one of his team members probably. I bet they're in Doug. I think they are in Doug's downline. Doug and Tia Wood. Yeah. Yikes.
So stay tuned. Don't leave. So here I am in the middle of this just prayer time. And God, thank you for the diagnosis. And right halfway through that word, I got flooded with images, very visual, like I could almost see what's going on, almost a vision. And like when I was in school, how many of us in elementary school, that happened all the time, right in the middle of math class. I'm out the window just, in my own world and flunking math. That's what it was like.
I'm sorry. You're trying to compare daydreaming when you're a child in elementary school to like spiritual messages? Like,
and it was beautiful.
He does this often.
Yes, it was beautiful. I was seeing visions of our future, some things that we want to do, a property we want to build, all this cool creative stuff we want to bring back from our past, all this cool stuff. And I could see it very clearly, and I saw other people involved, and I'm just weeping about the future coming. And
hey, Blondie.
That's weird, because I just said thanks for a prostate cancer diagnosis. That's kind of what it's like to trust God. It just does not make sense half the time. So with that is what I challenge you to do with the thing right now that's in your head. There's something in your head you're thinking about. It could be a diagnosis for you specifically from a doctor. It could be this news you just got. It might be a bill you just got in the mail. It might be flat tire. Thank you, God. Because I know through this storm, you're going to do some amazing things and you're going to shine really bright through us.
And
I just think that is so gross. Sometimes bad things just happen. Sometimes you just get a flat tire. It's not a test.
we really have gone through really hard seasons. I mean, we had a season where a gun was put to my head and our photographer was beat up. We've been through a season where we've lost everything, where we've been literally homeless, lost 2 homes, and had to move into my parents' garage. We have been through some really hard seasons, almost didn't make it through.
I'm sorry. The fact that these two are sitting up here talking about being without a home, losing everything, all of this trauma, and he's sitting here smiling. That's disgusting. Why are they smiling? Well, because now they're making all this money in an MLM company off of Their team, and by the way, yes, if you're in Optavia, you're in an MLM. It is. I know that's hard. That's hard to accept because you're being taught that it's not. It's a multi-level marketing company. Also, BCAAs have not been studied to show, there's no evidence, let me say it that way, to show the claims that y'all are making. It's just essential amino acids. Girl, stop. That's embarrassing. This is really gross. I don't like this one bit.
And you know what?
We smile. We smile about those memories.
All of those seasons only made us stronger and made us more prepared for this one. We have not gone through them for nothing. And a lot of you have watched us even navigate those seasons.
See, now this whole thing that they're bringing up is implying that the hard things that people go through are for a reason. So what happens when somebody goes through something hard? I mentioned this at the beginning. Let's just use the cancer example. What happens when a child gets cancer? What happens when a child goes through trauma? Are they being tested too? They didn't do anything. They're a child. Oh, I hate this so much.
There are seasons of mourning, laughing, crying, right? That's what the Bible says. But one thing I do know is that every one of those seasons, there has been a reason and there has been a plan. And we have literally been on the other side looking back going, and I see it now. I see the miracle in that season. I see why we went through that. And that is what we are leaning on right now. We are looking for the miracle. We are miracle lookers. Like we are in the process right now going, okay, God, where are you going to show up? What are you going to do? How are you going to show off? Because my God shows off every time. Every time I've ever had a hard season, he shows off. So I'm going to tell you, if you're in a hard season right now, and if you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, look for the miracle. Because if you start looking for it, you will find it. If you look for the good in all of these things, it will start to blare at you. You can't help but see it. Like in this season, all I know is I am so grateful for those hard days that we walked through, because we can make it through it because we're not attacking each other. We're aligned together. We are coming in full agreement and alignment, and that changes everything.
Oh my God, that is some culty Optavia speak there. That's officially what I'm calling it. Optavia speak. I feel like that nails it. Oh man, the culty language. I feel like this company, out of all the companies that I've covered, uses the cultiest language. What do you guys think?
So, okay, I gave you guys there is a reason why we found out about all of this. And I think this is why it's so important to have people in your corner that just don't patty cake you and say, good job, you're wonderful. So our coach, Doug.
Meanwhile, they're in an echo chamber. And isn't it ironic?
Decided not to patty cake Mike.
Well, I'll explain.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Here's what happened.
You take it away, bitch.
So, I decided 2 years ago, we decided we're going to find a gym. And
we're leveling up.
We're leveling up. We are going to get into a place that's next level.
Culty language alert. Why did I sing that? I don't know. Culty language alert. Yeah. Optavia speak. I feel like I need a sound or something. Maybe that's a sound bite. I don't know.
With trainers, and I'm going to build as much muscle as I can in my body, because at that time I was 48-ish. Now I'm 50.
You're hot.
I'm going to be the healthiest I can be.
That's right, babe.
And for me, that was one of the main things is building muscle, because they're just low on muscle.
Because he's always been
muscle is important.
Yes,
you know, it's sad when your genes are bigger than your husband's. So his goal in life was to get bigger jeans because he wanted to gain muscle, and my goal in life were to wear smaller jeans, so we could definitely tell them apart.
Yes. So 2 years.
Shocker that you want to be the smallest you could possibly be in Optavia. It's almost like I just said that a little while ago. Also, this lighting, though. You can't see the light behind me, but anyways, it's almost like I just said that a little while ago. Pretty sure Gina Eccles teaches that too. I'm pretty sure I reacted to that. Also, shout out to Gina Eccles for not knowing the difference between bicep curls and back working exercises. That's embarrassing. Yeah. Oh my God. Toxic gossip train. Oh man, ridiculous. This whole thing is giving me the ick. Oh, thanks, Brandy. You're gorgeous.
Years ago, we jumped into
I
this
hate
gym.
this.
Been killing it. I was 166 pounds. I'm 6'1", kind of lean, like a little bit too lean. I'm like, man, I got.
Now, why would that be? Mike, why would you be too lean? Why would you be, let's put our anatomy and physiology hats on. Let's put on our biology hats. I know all you science folks in the chat are like, oh yeah, let's talk about it. Now, why would you be low on muscle, Mike? Could it be? I'm just asking a question. I'm not an expert. Could it be you're not taking in enough calories and your body is starting to break down muscle amongst other things? Could it be? I don't know, but I do know the Optavia 5-in-1 is suggesting 800 to 1,000 calories a day with their really expensive powdered cardboard food. So could it be that you have been taking in these fuelings, taking in a small amount of calories or not enough calories, and your body is breaking down muscle? Could that be? I don't know. Again, just asking a question for my friends in the chat. Could that be? Maybe. Maybe. So instead of getting off Optavia products and increasing your calories and your protein, you're going to take testosterone. I just want to make sure I'm getting that right. Okay. I don't think that's how that works, but
Write that down, write that down!
you know, I don't know.
Do this thing. 2 years go by, killing it. I'm 180 now. A lot of muscle, some fat muscle, all these things. I'm trying to accumulate everything I can to grow the muscle, right? Eating super clean, eating a lot of protein and all these things.
But are you taking in enough calories? Are you, Mike? This is wild that they don't get this.
And my coach, Optavia coach, Doug Wood, who's we've been coaching with.
Oh, you mean Doug that doesn't he have like a bodybuilder trainer or something? You mean Doug that has these meal plans that he's not qualified to be sharing that include the fuelings? That Doug is suggesting testosterone. Is Doug also on testosterone? Are there other things Doug is taking that he's not disclosing? What about Tia? Is Tia taking things that she's not disclosing? I'm just asking a question. I'm not stating any of this as a fact. But if Doug is suggesting to Mike to get on testosterone therapy to build muscle, could it be? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I do know that a lot of these people, these leaders in this company, don't disclose everything to include plastic surgery. I'm not against plastic surgery, by the way. I'm just against false advertising and not telling the whole truth. You know what I mean? I feel like that's deceptive. It's yucky. I don't like that.
For 9 years.
Who doesn't patty cake us? He challenges us.
Yes.
And that's what we want. We want to be challenged. We want to move forward. And we want to be with someone who challenges us.
So he messages me, voice messages me and said, okay, man, have you checked out, there's a testosterone doctor down in Scottsdale. So there's this testosterone therapy. Man, have you checked the guy out? And I could hear in his voice, Doug felt kind of bad for me. I think I'm working out so hard. Maybe my testosterone's low because I'm not gaining the muscle as quickly as I should. I mean, 2 years, come on.
Maybe you just need more calories. How much protein were you taking in? I'm curious. If you're not seeing progress and you're trying to put muscle on, I feel like protein and calories would be my first go-to, just as somebody that lifts weights, is in the gym, I don't know. What do y'all think?
I'm happy with it though.
I've gained more muscle in 2 years than he has,
Yes.
which is crazy.
So it's just been, I'm a hard gainer. It's just a lot of work to gain muscle for me. Oh, well, that's just my makeup.
Also, how are you measuring that? Are you having like DEXA scans done to show the percentage of muscle and bone mass and, all of that stuff? Are you having DEXA scans done? Or are you just going by the scale?
And that's what I'm going to do. I could hear in his voice on the message a concern and an urgency to go to this doctor.
Does Doug get like a kickback from the doctor for sending the referral? So, because if he is, he's already making money off of these people. And then, because they're in Optavia in his downline somewhere, and then he's suggesting them to go to this doctor. Is there like a referral, something or other for Doug? And if there is, because I just have lots of questions. If there is he disclosing that to them? And how many other team members is Doug Wood suggesting testosterone therapy to, who is not a medical professional?
Oh, and I felt like, man, okay, I'll go. I set up the appointment and something fell through. I couldn't get over there. He checked in. Hey, did you go? No, I didn't go yet. Another guy asked me, did you go? No, I didn't.
Jenny, member for 10 months. That's awesome. Good feels so good because we have bad to compare it to. But that doesn't mean we have to be happy for bad things. We can just enjoy good. It's enough. I love this comment. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a member for 10 months. I appreciate that.
Okay, you should probably do that. So I get over there, do the blood test. I'm excited. I'm going to start really shredding up and building more muscle with this supplement. This is going to be awesome. Blood test comes back. Even the doctor there was all amped and excited for me. Dude, it's going to be awesome. Blood test comes back. It's a high PSA, which can point to
But not
prostate
incredibly
cancer.
high.
It wasn't
just a
high.
little.
Yes, it wasn't high for prostate.
As somebody that used to work in the lab, what were your PSA results? I'm curious. I would love to know. I'm asking for my friends too.
Prostate cancer is actually very low for that. It was just kind of high naturally. And he said a lot of guys have this, not many, but there are guys out there that just have higher PSA. Let's rule it out, get another test. So let's take blood again, send it to a different lab. Came back pretty much the same. He's like, oh man, I'm sorry. He was bummed. That's how we got on this whole, going to a urologic surgeon and doing a biopsy. Even he was like, dude, you're super healthy.
He literally said, there's no way you have
There's
cancer.
no way, man. Comes back. Hey.
What kind of doctor is this that you're seeing? Is this like a naturopath? Or is this an actual doctor? Because I have a hard time believing that an actual doctor would say to somebody, knowing that cancer can happen to anybody, I have a hard time believing that a doctor, legitimate doctor, would say, there's no way you have cancer. You're so healthy. Cancer happens to all kinds of people. Healthy, unhealthy, everything in between, however you want to define that. It can happen to anybody.
Hey, yeah, prostate cancer. Okay, here's what we should do. And wow.
So,
thank you, Doug.
very, very thankful
Thank you so much.
that we listen and we lean in. And this is also something it's done for us, is it has heightened our passion even more for health than it already was. Because every doctor is like, I am so grateful that you are healthy. I am so grateful that you have these things, because if you weren't, this could be way worse. If you weren't, this could be here. And that's literally what this has done for us. This has put a...
Yeah. See, this is where they really start to lean in. I'm going to use I think that's some of the terminology that they use. They're really going to lean in on Optavia, helping them be super healthy, but their healthy is the number on the scale or the size of their body being small. Yeah. I hate this.
Fire under us to help people see how important it is, because honestly, if we weren't pursuing health, if Doug didn't see us literally in this hot pursuit of health, he wouldn't have said anything to Mike.
Were you pursuing ultra health? Because I bet you were. If you're too lean, according to Mike, that's not me saying Mike looks too lean. According to him, he said he was too lean. So, were you pursuing ultra health? Because that's one of the things that they talk about, that they're chasing, either fat burn, ultra health. And ultra health is like 19% body fat. If you guys were a part of Optavia, let me know in the comments. Yeah. Also this, if Optavia equals health, then why does he have cancer? That part. Like, this proves being malnourished is no protection. Agreed. Root into being. Agreed. Ugh.
Because he wouldn't have known that he's been trying to put on muscle for the last 2 years. But because we are in pursuit, he said something. And because we want to grow and because we want to learn, we leaned into it. And we're like, okay, we'll get the test. We really don't need the test. And guess what? That could not just change Mike's life and help us, have him a million years longer, but it could our boys as well. And our boys.
Yes, there's, if you know, it is genetics.
And that is on indoctrination.
Play a huge role in this. I usually don't play the genetics card, like, well, my parents are overweight, so no, I don't agree with a ton of that. But there
Those
are
bad
some
habits. But.
Yeah, it's mostly habits. Even in this world,
Genetics do play an important factor. Why do you think when you go to the doctor, they ask for your family's medical history? Hey, does cancer run in your family? Does hypertension run in your family? You know, why do you think they ask that if genetics don't play a factor and it's your habits? And by the way, they only mention habits because of their habits of health. By the way, I have that book. My husband should be home shortly and I will get it and we'll look at it together. Just, you know, a first gander, if you will.
in the cancer world, yeah, a lot of it is based on physical health, obesity rates, all these different things that we know about as health coaches. But genetics do play a role. And my dad has this, he's just monitoring, he's in his 70s, his is actually lower, his score. And my uncle had...
You know, and also, like, my best friend JJ, as you guys know, when we were live reacting while she was here, which was so fun, and she said, you just throw their logic back at them. So if it's mostly habits, Mike, if preventing cancer, which is what he's essentially talking about, or being healthy is mostly habits, then why do you have prostate cancer? If you've been so healthy. I'm just using his logic, their logic that they're using, because they're trying to credit Optavia and their various plans, the habits of health, their community to being so healthy. But here he is with prostate cancer. And again, I do hope he beats cancer. That's not what I'm talking about here. Two things can be true at once. I want to point out the manipulation, what they're trying to do here, and how culty the language is that they're using, while also wishing him to beat cancer. They can be true at the same time. It's not a black and white thing, okay? So if you were so healthy and it was just based on habits, you wouldn't have cancer.
his prostate removed because of this. So...
And no one told us.
We had
no idea. Because they're like,
well,
oh,
I either
big
forgot
deal.
or it wasn't a big deal, something.
Yeah.
But now, because of that, we have 3 boys. All right, boys, we're just going to... And because of the big fat book I read, I learned a ton.
What book did you read? You keep mentioning this big fat book. If the book was so beneficial, why would you not be sharing that with your audience? Considering you're trying to attract other people that are also battling some kind of cancer. Why would you not want to share that big fat book so that they could have that resource if it was so incredible? That's weird.
About this whole world. And yeah, it's a good idea to get your blood tested and checked.
Yes.
And then from there, watch Of course, the bigger picture, the genetics are much smaller than the habits that we build. So we can put our coaching hats on right now.
I think that that is going to be different for everybody. And Mike, you are not qualified to give that advice. The only reason you're mentioning a little bit of genetics and habits is because you are in Optavia. What the heck was that? Did y'all hear that? I think that was my son. I don't know. Oh, the only reason he's mentioning any of this, because now we're going to put our coaching hats on. I can't wait to see what he says here.
Guys,
Oh,
there's no greater gift you
Tish.
can give yourself
None.
to your body. So to
Hi,
your
friend.
body and your mind, than pushing it forward, leaning on others, getting into a group of people. Our coaching communities, all I hear based on science, based on studies, is your mindset when approaching these kind of things or going through hard things. When you lean into community, the higher positivity you have and the higher, positivity, positive outlook you have on what's coming.
Hey, Mike, what are your sources for that? Also, I find it really weird that you're using a fallacy, a false equivalence fallacy, no doubt, where you're comparing a community that supports, I'm just going to use his situation, his scenario here. You're comparing a community that supports the cancer patient to your Optavia community. I have heard, I've seen the screenshots, we've seen the videos that were unlisted and all kinds of crazy stuff. I know exactly how your community operates. You guys are family as long as, as long as they're still contending in their business, also culty language that they use, as long as they're, doing all the things that their leader wants them to do, attending the events. By the way, how weird is it that the majority of people that just attended their Optavia convention, I think it was like, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but like a third of the coaches were old coaches from last year, meaning the majority of the people that joined were new people. So the people that have been around are seeing the light. Maybe they're not attending. Maybe they got out. I don't know. But isn't that interesting? Also, did you guys know allegedly that web traffic to the Prove It website is down by like 24%? Did y'all know that? That's crazy, right? I love that for us. Keep on moving, anti-MLM movement. We're doing a great job. You guys are awesome. Anyways, I totally lost where I was going. Oh yeah, false equivalence fallacy. Comparing a cancer support group, a community, a Facebook group, family members, friends, communities of people that are supporting somebody going through cancer treatments, and comparing that to Optavia, where the majority of it is based on transactional relationships, gross. They're not the same things. As soon as you get out, as soon as you cancel your distributorship, as soon as you say, you know what, this doesn't feel right, I'm going to cancel my order. I'm not going to place, my order for this garbage cardboard food. As soon as you decide to say no, thank you, you are shunned. And this team, I know for a fact, does that. I've seen it. I've heard the stories. I've had several. I don't even want to say several. I want to say, like, if I had to estimate, I would say 10 to 15 people that I can think of, roughly, that have reached out, and they're all telling me the same stories from this company. That's weird, Mike. They're not the same thing. You're using a false equivalence fallacy.
Coming towards you, your immune system is stronger. It reacts differently. And these are based on studies for people that were part of groups, people that weren't. And the people that were part of groups and support groups went through their prostate cancer at much higher levels, and it doesn't come back. So at much higher levels for those folks.
So you're trying to say people should join Optavia that are battling prostate cancer so that they can be supported? You don't have to pay to be a part of a community. You can just find people that are going through something similar or have similar interests that you don't have to pay to be your friend. This is getting embarrassing, Mike. It's embarrassing.
So it's really cool how the stuff that might feel a little woo-woo, praying, and all those things correlate all the way down to science. So science.
Woo-woo and praying, those are two different things, isn't it? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like woo-woo is like the spiritual community that's not religious necessarily.
Is always going to be running after and trying to catch up to the Bible and what God has to say, because he kind of made science and created it. So why?
So you should trust science.
Yes, science.
Yeah, you should trust science. You know? Oh, we have the books. Thanks, babe. Let's look at these together, shall we? Thank you, babe. Okay, first I need to shout out the person that sent this to me because that was really, really nice. And I appreciate it so much. So hold, please. She also sent me pictures of her floofs, and I love that. All right. So shout out to Danielle. Danielle also has a small business, DLO Consulting, where she does like website design and things. So Danielle, thank you for sending this to my PO box. And if you guys have anything that you want to send to my PO box, it is included in all of my social media. Just please let me know because it's not something I check all the time. So just let me know if you're going to send me something. You can message me on Instagram or comment, on one of my videos or whatnot. But guys, your life book, Danielle Oswald, thank you so much. I don't know. I don't even know what to do with these, you guys. Oh, Dr. A, the anesthesiologist that allegedly created this. This is probably triggering for some of you. I'm sorry. The anesthesiologist. Don't get me wrong. Anesthesiologists are incredible. They have a very important job. But some of the claims that this guy is making, don't love it. Not one bit. So let's see. A hydration tracker. Yeah. Brandy. I apologize to your wife. Brandy's apparently going to send me a ring. Listen, I'll wear it. Don't play with me, Brandy. So they talk about fuelings. Okay, let's just start. Let me see. Let's see the table of contents. I know you guys can't really see this, but maybe a dramatic reading of the books. Oh, yes, they created a program with 5-in-1 and Ozempic and /Wegovy. I heard at their latest convention that they said, or that Dr. A said, we don't need syringes, we don't need injections, because they were only, I think it was like a pilot program or something like that. And oh, she has some of this filled out. Obviously, I'm not going to share her personal information. That's the workbook. Okay, so this is the workbook, but I also have this, and this is what they rave about. This should have gone on the thumbnail, Let's look at this. The habits of health. The path. Oh, please. The path to permanent weight control, optimal health and well-being. Eh? Good God. ASMR readings. That would be really fun. Would you guys be bored with that? Like if I just was reading this, would that be boring? Welcome to the Habits of Health. Part 1. Preparing for your journey. Section 1.1. It's not your fault that you're struggling. Section 1.2. The path. The creation of optimal health and well-being. Yeah. Contending. I know, Allison. I'm sorry, friend. Section 1.3. Are you really ready to change? Section 1.4. Health is all about choice. Section 1.5. The bedrock of transformation, successful habit installation. Section 1.6, you in charge of yourself, setting up for success. Section 1.7, optimizing your surroundings, creating your microenvironment of health. What? I feel like they took every possible big vocabulary word and put it in one thing. This is wild, you guys. Oh God, choosing wisely, Dr. A's color-coded shopping system. How long are these chapters? God, could they have used smaller font? First of all, how many pages is this freaking thing? This is terrible. 549. Oh, that's the appendix. I don't even know. Almost 600 pages. Do I need to download a driver to install the habits? Yes. Yes, you do. Okay, let's see. I want to see how long one of these chapters are, because maybe I can kind of weave this in to some Optavia content. Wouldn't that be fun? Transformation Dan Bell. I wonder if that person's still in. 85% of people who go on a diet without behavioral support gain the weight back within 2 years. You want to know what the source is? Dr. A's Habit of Health, published November 2008. His source is his own book that we're reading? How does that work? Yeah, how many chapters? I don't know. Okay, hold on. I got sidetracked because this is so wild. Let me see here. Okay, part 1. Let's see. It starts on page... Okay, here's section 1.1. Starts on page 41. Ah, it's color-coded here. So section 1.1 is 17 pages. I can do that. I can do that. Not today. We've been here a while, but... Yeah, circular citations. I love that. Imagine being like 85% of people that don't have, I don't even remember what it was, some sort of support, end up gaining all the weight back. Hey, Dr. A, show us the percentage of people that gain all the weight back that aren't on the 5-in-1 anymore, and why you encourage people, your company, I should say, encourage people to get into fat burn, which is culty code for the 5-in-1. Show us the percentage of people that had some sort of a health problem after being on your programs.
Watch what he does. It's going to be amazing. But that is the main thing I would challenge you right now. Let me tell you, I'm so happy that I've spent the last 9 years honing my body, learning how to fuel it correctly, and getting better rest, and taking those days off, and unplugging.
Hey, Mike. Here's the thing. In my opinion, as an avid gym goer, if you were fueling your body properly, again, in my opinion, I'm not an expert. Please seek medical professionals. Yeah, for anything. If you were fueling your body properly, why would your muscle mass? I know that in men, as they get older, they can lose muscle mass. So maybe that's part of this. But I just feel like if he was fueling his body properly, maybe that would have been minimized. Perhaps. Just my opinion. Nathaniel, welcome. You guys know what time it is. Welcome, Nathaniel. I can't play it too long because, copyright, but welcome. I'm glad you're here.
And getting out in nature and getting vitamin D from the sun, all those things, because I'm in my prime right now. And
That's right, you are. Babe.
I am. And then I get this diagnosis like, oh, that. And even the doctor's like, well, good thing you're really healthy, because the healthy guys, they fly through this stuff much easier. So maybe this could be a catalyst for you get healthy, do everything you can.
Oh my God. Get healthy. Join Optavia is really what he's saying there. Optavia speak.
Search, research, step into it. Just start building these habits, because I am so grateful I have that as a foundation to work through what we have to work through and to go through what I need to go through.
Yep.
Whatever that is exactly. We don't know what procedures yet. We're looking into it, but
It's definitely been a practice. Like this season has really been a practice. It's been a practice in everything that we teach, everything that we share. And again, we want to be perfect. But we hope that through this, we can give you hope. We can give you understanding. And we can help you navigate hard things.
But see, it's one thing to just share your journey, and it's another thing to kind of paint yourself. I almost said posture, but I know that that word could be kind of triggering for a lot of people that were in an MLM. I know that, or excuse me, making it sound like you're the expert to navigate people through some sort of a medical diagnosis when you are not qualified to do so is really dangerous, as we have seen a bunch of times. It's dangerous. And they're not sharing this information, in my opinion, to try and help other people. They're sharing it because they want to recruit them or get them on one of Optavia's horribly overpriced plans. Horribly. And that's the part that is really deceptive in all of this. The intent behind what they are doing here and how they're weaving in the Optavia speak and all of it. That most people wouldn't even think twice. They're like, oh, they're on a journey to get healthy. And, you know, they are, you know, insert whatever Optavia speak that you want, because we've pretty much seen it all.
whew, man, I love you guys. I'm so thankful. I'm like looking at
I know.
the people on this.
April 5th, you are one of the others when I was very young in Master's Commission that helped.
And if you gain the weight back, they tell you that you didn't do the life book and get into the habits of health book, so it's your fault. Yeah. And I think that that's common. Maybe it's a little bit different, but in MLMs, when somebody gets out and they're like, oh, you know, it didn't work for me, or I lost money, or I didn't make any money, or any kind of version of that, it's because they were lazy and didn't work hard enough. And that example from Midsize Blondie is just Optavia specific. It's an Optavia specific example of that, but it's the same thing. They were lazy. They didn't do the work. People in MLMs work incredibly hard. So to say that, you know, it didn't work for them because they were lazy. No.
Raised me up and helped me face fears.
Exactly.
And a lot of those fears had to do with being on the stage or behind some drum set or doing something out of the norm for me. And you were there. You were one of the ones that.
This feels really uncomfortable. Are these people on his team that he's shouting out and like saying all these things? Now, this is what I would consider love bombing. Why? Because this is somebody that is, if these people are on his team and he's saying these really, really kind of nice, uncomfortable things online, these are people he's making money off of. I don't think we can use love bombing in the sense of two friends complimenting one another. I don't think that works that way. There's no financial gain or anything like that. You know, they're just friends complimenting one another. But in this case, if these people are on their team, I would consider this love bombing because they are making money off of these people. I mean, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, but
Pushed me, like, come on, you got this, but encouraged me through the fear. And I love that about you, and thank you for that. My goodness, so many people, Kim. What's up? We could be here all night.
Well, we
All
love
team
you
members.
guys. We do really covet your prayers.
Mm-hmm.
We covet you just standing with us. We covet your support. And, here's the deal. God is in this, and we trust him. We trust him greatly. And if you don't know him,
you should trust science. You should trust evidence-based medicine. You should trust your oncology team. You should trust them.
we would love to tell you all about it. Because, man, I can't imagine doing this without having him in our corner. So we love you, and pray for direction.
Oh, wait. I thought you weren't supposed to covet. Bible goes on and on about that. That's a great question. Anybody know the answer to that? Because I don't. Yeah, why do we Christians say we covet your prayers? Why is that a thing? Great question. I don't know. It's amazing how her makeup has stayed flawless with all the crying she's done. Yeah. Also, this great point. If you trust God so much and are so positive, then why so many tears? Great point. It's just verbiage in religious circles. It's literally one of the thou shalt nots. Oh, that's interesting. It is, isn't it? Huh. That's weird. Well, one thing we know about these people in MLMs is they will take words and create their own definition and use it how they want, like contend or fat burn or healthy in this case. It's so culty.
Pray for discernment. Pray for peace and wisdom. That's really what we covet right now. And that's really what we're longing for right now is
I want to look up. I want to look up the definition of this. Covet. Just because. Yearn to possess or have something. He covets time for exercise and fishing. Desire. To be consumed with desire for. Yeah, I don't think they're using that in the right way. Like at all. I don't think that's how that works. You know?
that discernment. So,
Dave, you said it right. This is what's hard about talking about God and God's will, is saying, well, it's God's will. It is. I believe it is. So it could be his will for me to be completely healed, where they do another biopsy and find nothing. That's what I'm hoping happens. And I look at it like Jesus was praying the night before his crucifixion. Is there any way I don't have to do this? Can this Stanley Cup, can it just pass? Can somebody?
that's just right.
But your will be done, God. I mean, that's the way my mind works.
What are you talking about with the Stanley Cup? I don't even have any words for this. This is so uncomfortable. Oh my God, Tish, we covet your edification. Yeah, edification is another one that they use. MLMers, I mean, and they don't use it in they don't use it in the right way. Oh man. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't think that's how that works. I don't think cancer just goes away. I think you have to treat it. Also, we covet you to not be scammy. Indeed, Kathleen, absolutely. This is very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. We're almost done though. We can do it.
Yeah.
That's the way Jesus prayed, man. He was, God, really, Dad, do I have to go through this? Can this cup pass from me? Nonetheless, your will be done. Here he is, God, asking if he doesn't have to go through what he has to go through.
I'm sorry. Are you trying to compare yourself to Jesus? Are you saying this because you are saying, well, I have to go through this? I mean, is that the comparison that you're making here? Because it's the audacity to me. The audacity. I cannot talk, you guys. It's the audacity for me. Is that what he's trying to kind of say? That's weird. I'm sure the Christians are not happy about that one. Yikes.
That's how I'm approaching this, just like he did. Hey, I'd rather not go through whatever I have to go through. Surgery, this or that, therapy, this, whatever one we choose. I really don't want to do any of that because that's, it's going to slow me down. It's inconvenient. We got stuff to do. We got kids going out to Master's Commission this fall. We've got a convention coming up. We've got our brother getting married. All this amazing stuff happening. I can't miss any of it.
No, and you're not.
I know.
Okay, so here's
I
the
believe
deal
I
too.
won't.
FYI, please don't shy away from us. If we're coaching you or you're a client in our organization
Yes.
or we're doing life with you, don't think.
Oh, God, that's another phrase that they say. We get to do life with them. Oh, God.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
no, I hate it. No. I cannot stand that phrase. I think it sounds so culty. We get to do life with them. Oh,
think we're too busy for you or we have too much happening. That would be opposite of what we would ever want. Our mission.
okay. Honestly, guys, I don't even know what this is. Master's Commission. I have no idea what that is. Multi-generational high control training, in my opinion. Oh, God. What is that? I'm going to have to look that up because I have no idea, honestly. Wow. Wild times.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal
Indeed.
offensive side eye. Do you understand?
Yes.
Our passion is fueled in this season.
Yes,
So
please,
let us
Missy.
come alongside you. Let us partner with you. Do not back down from us because that will be more offensive than anything. Because that's not what we are here. We are meant to be on this earth, to be at service to others. That is what fuels us and makes us more passionate than anything. So
Is it? Or do you need to make sure that your people are still in contact with you so you know that they're ordering their products every month? Is that the real reason? Because if they're not ordering their products every month, your coaches under you, let me be specific in what I'm talking about, because we know sales are down. So does it fuel you or is it a way for you to gauge your paycheck? You know, because I know the answer to that because I was a leader in multi-level marketing. So I know that the reason that you communicate with your team members is to make sure that they keep their orders going, that they're working their business. It's not a business, by the way. You're in a cult. Call your dad. Anyways, interesting that you're trying to spin this like, you know, that fuels us. We want to stay connected. We were put on this earth to be a part of this company, to coach you guys to true financial freedom. Obviously, they didn't say that, but I know that's what they mean. Interesting. Yeah. So again, look at the intent behind what they're saying. The relationships are transactional. We know that. We've seen that. I've shown that time and time again on my channel. We know that if their team members stop ordering, their paycheck suffers. So presenting it like, oh, well, this is our passion. This is what we were meant to do. No, it's you trying to maintain that behavior control within your team, just like any other high control group. That's embarrassing, Summer.
what were we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to fight. We're going to fight harder than we've ever fought before. We're going to lean in like we've never leaned in before. We're going to be real and raw and authentic and vulnerable, and we'll tell you the things. But we also know that as we lean in, lean back,
Yeah.
we will fight.
See, but what are we talking about here? Are we talking about the battle with cancer? Because if that's what we're talking about, absolutely fight. 100% yes, on board with that. Follow the treatments the oncology suggests. Do the research. 100% yes. Trust science. Absolutely. Are we talking about people contending in their Optavia business? Which is so weird. Shout out to Kevin Tinter for that one. Like, what exactly are we talking about here? Because the point seems a little muddy. It's not super clear. It almost feels like you're just trying to manipulate your team that is watching the live, that is having some sort of an emotional response because they think they have a relationship with you that is transactional based. It seems to me like maybe you're just wanting them to continue ordering and to continue coaching and continue doing the health questionnaires and doing the 3 posts a day and showing up for convention, which is past by now. It seems to me like you're just trying to use that as a way to manipulate your people, because I bet the majority of people on this live are your team members. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
And we will get through this, and God will be glorified in it, and we will.
Also, how do you hate a kazoo? Of all the things to hate, a kazoo? Kevin. Seems a little fragile to me, my guy. I think kazoos are hilarious. I don't know about you guys.
Watch him shine through us. And in that, watch y'all shine.
Okay, wait. Was he doing like a training? Tell me this story, guys, in the comments. Was he doing a training and somebody had a kazoo in the audience and he said something about it? Somebody fill me in. Also, kazoos for Kevin. Kevin, are you okay? Kevin Tinter, by the way. Kevin, are you all right? I can't. Anyways, I think that's what I heard. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Tish says during Level Up. Okay, so during Level Up, he actually from the stage said, because I haven't watched this video. I don't think I watched the Level Up one. But he actually said that whoever's got the kazoos, put them away or something along those lines. Optavia conference, and he lost his mind when someone played the kazoo after the speaker finished and everyone was clapping. Kevin, it is not that serious. That's embarrassing. Also, Kevin, I hope you're okay. I can only imagine how fragile that ego is. Oh, I'm picturing, guys, this is terrible of me, but I can picture what he probably is like in the gym. I know that sounds really terrible, but oh God, I needed that laugh. Thank you guys for that. Unbelievable. Truly embarrassing.
Okay?
Yep.
Right.
Here we go.
He said
folks.
that? Did he say that? Somebody needs to send me this clip. I have to see it. Tell me what video it's on. DC, let me know. Or Tish. Yeah. Av has kazoo earrings because of Kevin Tinter. Love that. Yeah, I'm going to need to do like a reel or something. Imagine having such fragile masculinity that a kazoo triggers you. I can't. Oh my God.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Somebody needs to,
Stop it. Get some help.
you know? I'm saying anyways. Okay. Oh, I needed that. Thank you guys. That's incredible. That's also very embarrassing for Kevin. Hi, Luna. Do you guys want to see the floof? Come here. Come here, mama. We're going to take a little floof break, as DC calls it. Come here. Hi. Come here. I know you want. Why are you acting like you don't want me to pick you up? Come here, big girl. Sorry, I hit the desk. Oh, guys. Hello. Can you hear the purr? She got real close to the mic. Hi, Mama. Did you have a nap? You had a nap? Boop. Toe beans. Hi, honeys. Hi. What are you doing? She's a pretty girl. Oh, does that feel good? She hasn't put her face on my chin in a while. Paws on the chin. I feel like I need to make like an emote from this or something, you know? Like this is very on brand for us here. Yeah, she's such a good girl. A pause for the pause. Oh, I love that, Kathleen. What are you doing, Mama? What are you doing? She lets me rub her eyes. She lets me scratch her neck and rub her chest. She lets me boop her nose. Boop. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember when she was freaking out over my glasses? Like, what is on your face, ma'am? Yeah, that's true. Boop. She's so pretty. She's a pretty girl. Yeah. Totally random thing. This morning, I got up. There you go, Mama. We have a trampoline in our backyard with the net around it, of course, you know, because safety. And there was a falcon. The other day, if you were on my members only live, there was a little brown bat that flew right over here. And I was losing my mind over it. And then this morning, and by the way, we named him Steve. Steve flew away, so we think he was just a baby bat learning to flap his wings, which I love. He flew away right when it started to get dark. So really proud of Steve. But then this morning there was a falcon just chilling on the top of our little safety net for our trampoline, which was very interesting. Yeah, you guys remember Steve? Yeah, Steve. I hope he's doing well. We're rooting for you, Steve. You know? I know. We had no net in the 90s. If you bounced too far, you paid for it. Absolutely. Also, we all knew, maybe it was not the 90s. Well, no, it was the 90s for me. When the street lights came on, it was, you better be in the house. It's time to go. You know, this is kind of cool. I looked up the spiritual meaning of it. It symbolizes freedom, intuition, and bravery. Yeah. That's already happened. It's been several years. We have this kind of slope in our backyard, and it has like a metal fence. And then at the top of the hill, if you will, is like a walking path throughout the neighborhood. And around 2 p.m., I remember this because I was sitting in this bed chilling. And around 2 p.m. one day, there was a coyote just on the other side of the metal fence. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Erin, are you Snow White? People call me that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what is happening. I just find it very interesting. Okay, I think this video is pretty much done, but I'm going to hit play just so we can see how this ends up. You know, the joys of growing up feral. Facts. All right.
We love you. We love you all so very much.
Yeah.
Chad, I see you on there. I love you, brother.
I've been trying to keep up. There's a lot of you folks on here. Love you guys.
Love you. Have a great night, you guys.
Okay, well, we'll keep you posted.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that's that. How y'all doing? Let's check in. Oh my God. Also, the raccoons, Jessica, the raccoons in your story, they're losing their minds. They're losing it. Steve definitely was here. Steve was definitely here for the kazoo. Oh man. Interesting. Trash pandas. Oh God, I feel like we needed the floof break. I feel like we needed a good laugh. I feel like we needed to talk about Steve. We needed to talk about all that because this was really heavy. And again, just like I said at the beginning, I do want him to beat cancer, obviously. I also want him and his wife to stop manipulating their audience. And I definitely don't want them to use their cancer journey to try and recruit and sell Optavia. I think that that's really unethical. I think that is, in my opinion, of course, I don't even know how I want to say that. Processing, hold please. I mean, it's just unethical. I'm just going to leave it at that, you know? Unethical. Don't like it. Yeah. I do want him to beat cancer. I would love to see him embrace modern medicine, just like he talked about, you know, at points in this video. And I also want them to stop manipulating because they have done some foul things, allegedly, of course. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you so much. I really, really do. Welcome to the new members. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all of your commentary. Thank you for watching all the way through. Shout out to the replay crew. I appreciate y'all. And is there anybody that is currently live that we can go and raid? Let me look. If you know of anybody, let me know and we can, nobody's live. I don't see anybody. Hold on. Nobody's live. That's a bummer. That's okay. Maybe just if you are able to go and support a fellow anti-MLM content creator. And don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already. And if you have been watching and you're like, man, why can't I comment? Just hit the subscribe button, okay? Click the subscribe button, come on in, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Because I put out a video, an edited video on Wednesday, and it didn't get very much love. So it makes me kind of feel like you guys would rather live stream with me, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with that. You just let me know in the comments. What do you prefer? A live stream or an edited video? Let me know. All right. I appreciate you guys. Oh, yeah. Also, Tish has a roast tomorrow. Are you doing that with the Clown Town as well, Tish? So definitely go support them. They're incredible humans. Oh, thanks, Tish. I appreciate you. I had some fun editing that one. Love the live streams. Lives for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And I appreciate it. I don't mind doing both. Maybe, yeah, I don't mind doing both. I like editing. It's kind of fun. Yep, with Clowntown. Okay, cool. Yeah, so make sure that you guys go and support them. I'll see you in the comments. I'm going to go and comment and say hello. And yeah, guys, don't join an MLM. Okay? All right. I'll see you on the next one.